ball, RJ.
So I wanted to ask you just about Shai as a character, as a person. We're still getting used to who he is as a player here in Oklahoma.
Well, what you're getting is a player that has a culture who, you have a little bit of fear in that I've got to work, I've got to put in the time, I've got to get better, who's not afraid to be up early and be in the gym. I think he will help add to the culture of what they're trying to do with the Thunder. I mean, I look at him and can't tell you how much better he's gotten, how he's not fazed. He wasn't fazed by the playoffs. I went to the game when they played Golden State. I mean, was not fazed. And he had to play well for them to have a chance to win. So, I'll tell you, I just talked to Sam Cassell and just know they knew to get that done with they had to give up Shai or they wouldn't have got the deal done. But they did not want to lose him. I mean, the Clips were like, we have to do this, but we have no choice. So you guys got a good one, long, active, can defend, will block shots, makes baskets, shoots it, he's got a chance.
How did he take to getting acclimated to the state of Kentucky? I think the state of Oklahoma, the state of Kentucky share a lot of values, and the people here are very much into work ethic and hustle.
Well, he's the thing when he came with us, he was probably, he wasn't rated like the other guys, and he had to improve his shot. He had a really slow release. And so every morning he was either in the gym shooting or watching video of himself playing, trying to get a mental picture of what we wanted. But he was doing it every morning and in the weight room because he was skinny. He, more than anyone on that team, gave the greatest effort. And in practice, he brought it every practice. And what you find out is it starts to add up. And they said he was doing the same out in L.A. with the Clips. So, I'm looking forward to this. Chris Paul will be great for him as a, quote, mentor, who can do stuff if he's there with the team. I think they could play together. And Chris is one of those guys that if it's time for Shai to have his hands on it, he'll let him go. And if it's time for him to make plays, Chris Paul, he'll do it. But they could play off of each other. I think it's going to be something that's good. You got Hami. Hami's starting to feel his way into it, have that opportunity now to go show, because he's off the chain athletically. I don't think there's 10 athletes in the NBA like him. And all the other stuff that he's learning, gives him a chance. So you got a young team with a veteran who can show those kids. I think it's good.
One of the questions that I had about him, and I didn't know if this was answered at Kentucky or not, was, is he the kind of guy that is an alpha? Can he actually take the reins of not just the team, but the franchise? Is that a guy whose shoulders are big enough and broad enough to be everything that we are used to? I mean, he's following I know Chris Paul is here, but he's following Russell Westbrook. That's going to be the comparison.
Yeah, but he's totally different than Russell Westbrook, and he has, you're talking two different kind of players. But let me tell you what he did with us. He's the one that took over games, and he's not afraid to do it. If he struggled, my team struggled that year. We had good players. We had good guys. But when it was time to take over, he was the guy that took over. So, no, I have no – and when I watched that NBA game, he's playing basketball. He's not fazed by any of that stuff. Those are the kind of guys you follow. You ready for this? Very steady. His demeanor's not going to change a whole lot. He's not going to have the up and down. He brings it. He just brings it. And it's because it's how he practices, how he prepares. And again, though, the fans down there got to understand he's young. Like my guys in the league are, most cases are young unless they've been in there 10 years, which some of them have been. But, he's a young player.
Before I let you go, there was a story that I read in The Athletic about when you recognized his work ethic in the strength and conditioning room and in the classroom. Can you recount that story?
Well, first of all, let me say this.
Okay.
He did not start probably the first 8, 9, 10 games. After about 5 games, I went up to him and I said, look, you're a starting guard. I'm comfortable with this rotation. You're still playing almost 30 minutes a game, but I'm comfortable. He said, Coach, I trust you. I'm good. If you want me off the bench, I'll come off the bench. None of it matters. After 10 games, I said, that's it. This kid is starting. And from that point on, our team changed. We lost a couple games in a row in what you're saying. And I can't remember why I got upset, but I pulled the bus over and I just said, you guys understand there's no way to fake this. You have to do it through work. And it was probably February something. And I just said, Rob, who's the best in the weight room? Shai, not close. Michael, who's the best doing their work academically, not missing a tutor, doing what they're supposed to, being in class? He said, Shai. And I said, and you all know, in practice, he's our best player every single day. And you know what? He's playing himself into a lottery pick. He's playing himself into a lottery pick. That is a great lesson. And I've continued to tell that story to recruits. I don't care where you're ranked. It doesn't matter. That's ego stuff. I look, are you good enough to help us win? And are you the type of player that will benefit by coming to Kentucky? Because if you think I'm already there, I need no help, you know what? We're probably not the place. So, put this on the speaker. My earpiece is going.
No, you're good.
So, I just, we do it in recruiting. How good do you want to be? Take in this program, you take what you want. And if you think you're going to try to fool somebody, you'll learn, and hopefully it won't be too late. But for him, he took what he wanted. He took what he wanted. He wasn't rated that guy. And that's why I laugh when it's, well, they were already this, that, and the other. Well, he wasn't. And he made himself. The culture we have, yeah. He not only embraced it, he helped drive it, the culture. And that's what he'll do there. He won't be afraid of anybody, but he won't offend anybody. It'll be more by what he does working and how he performs in games than it will be, cussing, yelling. That's not who he is. He just plays.
Coach John Calipari, head coach, Kentucky men's basketball team. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you.